Hello, my name is Malin Hägg. I'm from Sweden and I work for the Swedish Sports Confederation. This chapter is about accessible sports organizations, and we aim to give you an introduction as well as talking about why it's important and provide you with the tools necessary to evaluate where you are today, but also to help you make positive changes for the future. Almost everyone, no matter where you're from or what kind of background you have some sort of relationship to sports. It's an important part of our society and our identity. Aside from the physical advantages of moving and being active, sports can be really beneficial in other areas too, such as networking or providing a social context or just bringing a sense of belonging. So if your sports organization is accessible, it can be a really useful and helpful route into society for those people who are new to your country. Start by evaluating where you are today. What kind of unwritten rules and norms are at play within your organization? Think about who thrives in that environment, but also remember to think about who might feel excluded or insecure. Sometimes we might not even be aware of the unwritten rules or norms that are at play until someone breaks them. So, what does this have to do with sports? Well, sport, just like the rest of our society, thrives on diversity. So by meeting other people across borders such as gender or religion, sexual orientation, ethnicity, it doesn't really matter what. We can learn from each other and continue to grow and develop even further. Sports offer us a range of natural meeting places where these unwritten rules apply. These natural meeting places can be training sessions or competitions, the locker room or the boardroom. So think about if it really is necessary to divide participants into groups based on gender from an early age, but also think about what kind of expectations you have on people just because they belong to a certain group. The boardroom is where most of the power within an organization lies. It's important to realize that those who are in charge of an organization are usually also those who follow the norms that are in play. Because these people are the ones with power, it's important to make sure that you have them on board when you want to make changes. This might mean that they need a change of perspective or that they need to realize that it's part of their power that they need to give up in order to make room for others. This kind of work might be met with criticism or doubt or protests, and some of the challenges that you might face can be physical or structural, communicative or even personal. But do remember that barriers can be broken. Also, remember that change takes time, and that's okay, because the changes that we want to make are long-term solutions, and you want them to feel that way and not just be something that you do for a short period of time that have that temporary feel to it. Any successful project will require a mix of ideas that is unique to your particular organization. It's also important that we implement these changes on all different levels. So we have to take an individual responsibility, which might be that we protest if we see something or someone who is treated unfairly. But it's also important to make changes on an organizational level. So that might be creating a strategic plan to make sure that the whole organization moves in the direction that you want it to. Even though a project like this might seem daunting or like a lot of work, it's important to remember that just by visiting this website, watching this video, and reading this report, you have already taken the first few steps towards change. Good luck!